Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? It is your boy out here, CJ the DJ, coming to you live with a brand new episode of Hustle and Burn. As always, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope everybody had a great week. It is Sunday, so hopefully we can end it off right, you dig? Man, oh man. Another tough week, but we got through it, you feel me? So we gonna start it off how we usually start it off, man. Shout out to the sponsors, guys. Diamond Consulting, for any general contractors out there in the Front Range, Colorado area that may need or utilize subcontractors in any different scope of work, guys, contact Diamond Consulting, whether it be new builds, remodels, renovations. What they have and provide is a private network of fully insured, pre-vetted subcontractors looking to grow and scale their companies. That begins with taking on more work, of course, getting that bottom line revenue built up. So contact Diamond Consulting, guys, see what they're all about. 720-563-7452. Appreciate y'all, man. Again, we got a lot to get into, so we gonna get right into it. We gonna kick it off with the bread and butter on the pod, the not for long league, baby. The NFL, man. And we gonna kick it off with my guys. You see we out here, man. You see we out here. Don't forget we gotta make sure the Owls out here, you feel me? But you see we out here, Raider Nation, baby. So that's how we gonna kick it off this Sunday morning, decked out in the gear, you feel me? Hey, man, at the end of the day, the Raiders guys are expected to go the Falcons route in terms of a quarterback. They are expected, as I mentioned. I just wasn't sold on the Geno Smith, and it is coming out this week that really it does look like they are going to go the Falcons route, and they are going to draft a rookie quarterback. Ideally, it does sound like they are going to draft Shedeur Sanders if he is available, because his draft stock was going down, and now his draft stock is going up. But very interesting. But again, as I mentioned, guys, they traded for Geno Smith. I thought it was a very smart move, but I thought if you pair that with drafting a rookie quarterback, it's a even better move. And I explained it on the last podcast. Really, you have these guys battle it out in camp. If you have a rookie quarterback come in and beat Geno Smith, who was just the comeback player of the year, a year or two ago, whatever the case was, who had a great season last year, who's been one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the NFL. If a rookie quarterback comes into camp and beats him out for the starting job, you got your guy in the draft. And guess what? If a Shedeur Sanders, if a Cam Ward, if whatever the little white dude's name is that is the third quarterback prospect in the class, if one of those three guys cannot beat out a Geno Smith, at the end of the day, it's good that they're sitting for that year. And they're sitting behind someone who's very versatile, who's going to win you more football games than Garner fucking Minshew, right? Like, at the end of the day, I just think going the Falcons route, getting a rookie quarterback, even though you just got Geno Smith, I should say. He was already under contract, but even though you just got Geno Smith, at the end of the day, still draft a quarterback. So I could see it, man. Again, it just didn't make sense for the GOAT, the literal greatest of all time at quarterbacks, right? For him to come into the organization last season. He's now taken over the head of player operations and player personnel. I'm speaking on Tom Brady specifically, the GOAT, right? Like, he has now headed the player personnel and the operations in that department. And you think he went to the board and said, I need Geno. No, bruh. But that's a great backup. And you pair that with Pete Carroll. Like, I see the play. I've seen the play, man. So, hey, I'm hyped. I would love for my boy Shedeur, perfect timing, go to the Raiders, man. The Raiders are actually playing the Cowboys this upcoming season, so I'm gonna have to pop out there to see the Cowboys get that ass spanked. You feel me? By the Raider Nation. But hey, shout out to the Raiders, man. Hopefully we can get Shedeur and be legendary. You feel me? Well, let's move it on to the Chargers, man. We chatted about the Chargers last week, right? We chatted about the Chargers in regard to kind of what they needed after they signed Najee Harris. I loved the Najee Harris signing. I think they got him for a steal. I think damn near every other NFL team is an idiot for letting him just sign for that amount and for that many years, right? Like, Najee is a crazy player, but I said they need a veteran wide receiver, okay? I mentioned they need a veteran wide receiver. I personally suggested Devontae Adams or Keenan Allen. And this week, guys, they went with Mike Williams, who in my opinion is well past his prime. All right, he's well past his prime at the end of the day, and compared to those other two names I mentioned, Devontae, who got picked up by the Rams, and Keenan Allen, who, if I'm not mistaken, is still not picked up by anyone. So I am not a fan of the signing of Mike Williams by the Chargers, coming off the heels of the Najee Harris signing last week. Maybe cap issues played a role in the signing. I'm not 100% sure. They do have a solid rookie wide receiver, I will say, in Ladd McConkey. Okay, I forgot to mention Ladd last week. Ladd did have a good rookie season this last season. I forgot to mention him in kind of the receiver core and dynamic of what I was mentioning last week. Ladd is a great player, guys, but again, I still feel like they needed that veteran wide receiver quality and even sizable target for Justin Herbert to start throwing to. Because at this point, you throw in Ladd McConkey, now you got Mike Williams, now you got Quentin Johnston. Okay, so let's just put that out there. Ladd McConkey, Mike Williams past his prime, and Quentin drops every past Johnston, even though he got better last season. That is the group you're giving your supposed top-tier quarterback to throw to. Okay, Justin Herbert is known as one of the greatest quarterbacks in this young player quarterback era. Okay, he is hailed, even though he hasn't done shit. He is hailed as one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best young quarterbacks. You are going to give him Ladd McConkey, Mike Williams past his prime, and Quentin Johnston. That is the best that you can give this man. That is the best that you can give him. Come on, man. What's that old show they had on ESPN? Come on, man. Come on, Chargers. Y'all had a great week last week, and then you come and do this. I don't know. I don't like the Mike Williams signing by them, man. They did actually this week, though, I do want to point out, they signed Mike Conklin, who was a former Jets tight end. I don't know if they basically just started calling the Jets, front office and looking at the Jets personnel, because Mike Williams came from the Jets last season, and so did McConklin. So I don't know if they just went to the Jets office, but I actually love Mike Conklin and the signing that they had by him, guys. This is a very good and, in my opinion, underrated tight end within the NFL. Realistically, guys, he has an 8-year career, okay? In 8 years, he has less than 100 missed target passes. Now, that doesn't mean he has less than 100 drops. And, it's not drops. That's 100 missed targets over an 8-year career. Less than 100. His career average per catch, guys, 9.5 yards per catch. He has 4 fumbles in his entire career, guys, okay? 0 fumbles in the last 2 seasons. What that tells me is if he gets the ball, he gonna catch that motherfucker, and he gonna hang on to that motherfucker, and he gonna go down, all right? That's the exact type of big target that you need for Herbert, and it helps make up a little bit slightly for the lackluster signing of Mike Williams, who I think is just, at the end of the day, again, well past his prime. He showed that out with the Jets. Like, I just don't like it, man. I just didn't like the signing for the Chargers. But at the end of the day, we'll see what they continue to do, man. But, that's kind of the biggest news, biggest shakeups this week. There wasn't too much after the madness that we had for basically, a week or two straight. Kind of had to calm down a little bit, but I wanted to throw that in there, man, because I know I chatted about the Chargers making a great move last week with Najee, which, again, they still did, but I really thought they should have went out and got a quality, better veteran wide receiver. And I would say an even bigger wide receiver. I know that's probably why they went out and got Mike Conklin, because to my point, you need to have that big target for Herbert when he's under pressure and needs to get it off quick 5-7 yards down the field. That is Mike Conklin. I love it. But Mike Williams just doesn't open up the field for me for Ladd McConkey enough, for Quentin Johnston enough. He's not enough of a threat. I feel like Keenan Allen is enough of a threat. I feel like there's still a couple free agent wide receivers who are bigger in stature, realistically, that are more of a threat than a Mike Williams. So I just don't like that signing, but it is what it is, man. Let's get into some college football. We usually don't chat about the college, but y'all know how we do. Skull Buffs, you feel me? So we got to throw in the Buffs and some news, man. They had a new coaching hire this week. They hired Byron Leftwich as the quarterback coach, guys. For those that don't know who Byron Leftwich is, he is a great quarterback coach. This is a huge move for the Colorado Buffaloes, all right? For my fans that watch Lottery Ticket with my boy Lil Bow Wow, you feel me? We got Byron, and we got Byron on the sideline now, you feel me? We got my boy Byron on the field. They hired Marshall Faulk as well recently as the running back coach, bro. I'm telling y'all, fam, like, really, the bottom line of what I see from this, you bring in Byron Leftwich, you bring in Marshall Faulk, you got Warren Sapp helping the offensive line, and these sort of guys. At the end of the day, when Prime leaves Colorado, you cannot say he didn't give every single player that walked through those doors an opportunity to be great, to be seen, and to get to the next level. I don't give a fuck, bro. He's setting every single kid up to succeed. Even if you're a third string quarterback, you're being trained by fucking Byron Leftwich, bro, who was a quality quarterback and was a quality quarterback's coach especially. Go look at the work Byron Leftwich did with Tom Brady. Go look at the work he did with Tom Brady. Go look at it down in Tampa Bay and tell me that wasn't a lot of Byron Leftwich and what he was doing and then winning football games and the play calling and everything like that. Go look at what he did with Tom Brady. You cannot say Prime isn't giving these kids an opportunity, man. This is just absolutely crazy. I didn't catch a home game last season, but hey, my boy Mula, if you listening, my boy, we outside at the Buffs games. No cap next year. Of course, we got to be, bro. We got no questions asked, bro. Scooping up, rounding up the whole fam, and we heading to the city, bro. We got to catch a couple home games this season because Dion, I don't know how much longer he's going to be there, man. He is giving these kids every single opportunity to win, and I think they are going to continue to win. We are about to bring Clemson out for a spring game for a couple of days and scrimmage, or not Clemson, I'm sorry, Syracuse for a couple of days and scrimmage them, you feel me? Like, the Buffs are on a trajectory to do something big, and I honestly only think we got about a year or two left with Dion before he heads out, all right? Let's, matter of fact, kind of, keep it all together, right? We chatted about some NFL, we chatted about the Raiders, chatted about the Buffs a little bit. Now, Geno Smith, obviously, he's under contract for maybe 2-3 more years, whatever the case may be. Raiders, again, are expected to draft a rookie quarterback. Now, Dion's doing his thing with the Buffs. Obviously, we know for the Raiders, my Raiders fans, Pete Carroll's not a long-term solution, of course. Let's just say we don't draft Shador. Pete Carroll's out of there in a year or two and bring in Dion. You feel me? Like, it could work out. It could work out. We bring prime time to Las Vegas. He coaches Shador up. Once Shador gets into the starting role, if he doesn't get it this season, he damn well might get it this season, right? Like, who knows? The possibilities are endless. But I think as a Buffs fan, man, as much as I hate to say it, we only got about 1 to 2 more years with Dion, man. He is bringing in too much high-level power guys and giving too much opportunity to these kids, man. At the end of the day, a Power 5 football team is going to pick up on that. You're going to see an Alabama. You're going to see an Auburn. You're going to see a Florida State even. You're going to see one of these schools come in and offer Dion ridiculous amounts of money that he cannot turn down, or potentially the NFL offering him ridiculous amounts of money that he cannot turn down. So I personally think it's going to be more so the NFL that he leaves for in order to coach Shador. I do think there is an opportunity, and there will be an opportunity wherever Shador Sanders goes for Dion to become the head coach of that team. And I think that actually dictates and determines his tenure at Colorado. Let's say, for example, let's say, for example, right? Shador gets drafted this year to the Cleveland Browns, okay? They don't do well. The Cleveland Browns fire Kevin Stefanski after this upcoming season. Dion has another baller, stellar season for the Colorado Buffaloes. What's to say Cleveland doesn't go out and throw the checkbook at Dion to come coach his son, right? Like, the possibilities are endless, and the possibility specifically is there. And I'm hoping it's there for the Raiders. I'm hoping it's there for the Raiders, baby. We'll see. We'll see, man. Let's get off the NFL. Let's get into some music. This week, not too much crazy news this week, but Kanye West, y'all went on a crazy rant, tweeting some wild stuff, man. And Kanye, really all I'm gonna speak on in regard to Kanye is like, the craziest shit to me about Kanye is like, you'll see this tweet and he tweets like fucking 50 times in a row, just some reckless shit. Like, if you didn't see his tweets this week, I'm a Kanye fan. Anybody around me tell you, I'll defend this motherfucker. I'll live and die. His shit was reckless. Some of this shit is reckless that he's saying, bro. And you can't get behind it. But the craziest part and why I'm bringing it up is because he'll do that shit and then he'll go on Instagram or Twitter and he'll drop a 2-minute video where he is calm, cool, and collected, bro, and in control, fully. He's like, You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, I understand I got to take it a little far to say this, but, you know, I'm saying this because of this. And bro, he's conscious. He's cognizant. Like, he's not fucking, you know, going crazy. And it just, I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder how much of what he's saying is valid. Okay. And I think that's unfortunately, you know, what gets lost, because at this point he's taking it too far. Like, bro, you're calling Jay-Z's kids retarded publicly. Like, that's absolutely wild. Like, that sort of thing is wild. You're calling Kim Kardashian a human sex trafficker publicly, the mother of your children, bro. That's wild, bro. That's crazy stuff. And you know, it's hard because at the same time, the industry really tried to black mirror Kanye West, right? So when you try and put yourself in his shoes, he got black mirrored literally by the entertainment industry. And so from his perspective, it's basically just fuck everyone, bro. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it gets, you know, it gets too far. And I can again understand why Kanye's doing it, but you know, my message to Kanye, if I was a friend of his, and obviously I don't know how many friends the guy has at this point, but I would just let him know, like, the remedy to this shit, matter of fact, is good music, bro. Like, dropping good music, quality music. You know, and for those that don't know, he actually dropped his whole album, Bully Volume 1, on Twitter, and now he's dropped it on YouTube. It is the #1 trending thing on YouTube right now, because it is quality music. And I think that's always going to be the remedy for Kanye West, is to drop quality music, drop some quality clothing, drop some quality shoes, you feel me? Like, at the end of the day, bro, the artistic expression is what makes Kanye most valuable. I'm Kanye's most valuable advocate, or most, you know, I'm his most vocal, I should say, advocate in my, you know, friend group, in my circles. Like, I advocate for a lot of the shit he's saying. I can make an argument for, you know, the demographic of people that he's, you know, going after. I can make it not an argument, but I can theorize, if you want to. I can theorize from his perspective why he feels that way. And I can theorize based on who he's comparing himself to why he would feel that way, and what that individual from the past said that also goes in conjunction with what Kanye is saying in regard to that demographic of people that he's continuously attacking. Now, he's uncancelable, I'm not, which is why you see me dancing around, beating around the bush, you feel me? I ain't uncancelable, so, yeah, I'm be careful. I'm just saying, Kanye, drop some quality music, man. It's the remedy to all this stuff, but he done took it a little far this week, y'all. He done took it a little far, man. Speaking of taking it too far, Lil Durk, man. Lil Durk, we chatted about Lil Durk, guys. He obviously took it too far, allegedly, of course, in a murder for hire plot that he was arrested with. But the reason I'm bringing up Lil Durk this week, guys, is he did announce his new album is dropping on March 28th, Deep Thoughts. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because at the end of the day, for those that don't know, we've chatted about Durk on the podcast before. You know, he had one of the best runs, guys, a generational, I would call it, run, from about 2020 COVID times to 2023. He went on one of the greatest music runs in history. And then he got hit with these RICO charges. We've talked about it before. But what's crazy and why I bring this up this week, just in regard to the music in relation to it, guys, is when Young Thug got locked up and he dropped an album or a single or he announced anything, the entire world was screaming, "Free Young Thug." The entire world was rallying behind Young Thug. And I also want to mention Young Thug got arrested for RICO charges, okay? Racketeering, just murder, stuff like that, right? Like, Young Thug got arrested for that sort of stuff as well. Entire hip-hop community rallying around Young Thug, free Thug this, free Thug or that, Thug's innocent, etc., etc. Durk, who's supposed to be very high up in the industry, okay? He's friends with the same exact individuals that Young Thug is friends with. He's close with the Lil Babies of the world. He's close with the Futures of the world, the Drakes of the world. All these guys, bro, that he is close with. All right, just like Young Thug is. When he announced his album, zero industry support. Zero industry support, bro. Nobody's reposting Durk's album. Nobody's posting hashtag free Smirk. Nobody's at Rolling Loud shouting my boy out saying free Smirky till it's backwards. It's a cold fucking world, man. It's a cold fucking world, man. I feel bad for Durk, bro. Matter of fact, funny enough, I actually saw he had posted and said love to T Grizzly. He said love T Grizzly, and I was like, why is he saying love to T Grizzly? And I went and looked it up. T Grizzly's the only musician at Rolling Loud that said or had anything to do with Free Lil Durk. Anything at Rolling Loud. All his boys, Lil Durk's boys, all these guys, all his comrades that he's supposed to be cool with, no one's mentioning shit. No one's even reposting his album cover and his album release date, trying to help him get some money for his family while he's facing life in fucking prison, bro. This shit is a cold fucking world, bro. You can't trust nobody in the industry, bro. You cannot trust nobody, man. Salute to Durk. Feel bad for the guy because he is going down for life. It does sound like. We've chatted about the case. It is beatable, but we'll see. I don't know. Durkio might be gone for life. This might be Durk's last album, realistically. We'll see. I don't know, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it pushing. Let's get into the investment wrap of the week. In my opinion, guys, especially the last about 4 weeks, the last month specifically, this has been the best and most quality part of the pod, and I really hope a lot of y'all are paying attention to just the things that I'm saying and, you know, kind of what's going on, and it's opening your eyes a little bit. But the investment wrap of the week has been the most fundamentally important portion of this podcast for the last month straight. And I want y'all to continue paying attention as well as you do to the music, because you know I got my foot on the pulse, you know, of the music industry and as well as the NFL, because I'm keeping up with it. I'm keeping y'all educated. I'm keeping y'all in tune with what's going on. But the investment wrap specifically, guys, is uber important. So listen up, because this week was a huge week, and I've been saying it, man. This week, GM, guys, General Motors partnered with NVIDIA for a self-driving future. So essentially, GM partnered with NVIDIA, guys, to push self-driving technology in their vehicles. You know, the auto industry, for those that were kind of investing during COVID and things of that nature, the auto industry slowed down a lot in terms of the electric vehicle hype. And the reason that was because places like fucking California just went overboard. Like, they started trying to tax people and they started trying to fine people into compliance to start switching to electric vehicles. And that's not the way to go about moving into the future, California. Gavin Newsom, fining motherfuckers, telling them you're going to tax them if they have a gas vehicle. Mind you, you're already in a state of California where the gas prices are so much fucking higher than any other state near you, right? Like, at the end of the day. So it's like, it's already frustrating for that point. But that's not the way to move into the future. The way to move into the future in the electric vehicle sector is not to, you know, penalize realistically to get them in compliance. It's actually to try and incentivize them. You don't punish them. It's realistically the same thing as like a solar, right, on houses and shit. You don't see them threatening to penalize people for not switching to solar panels on their house, right? Like in solar energy, they incentivize people to do that. We'll give you a tax cut. We'll give you X amount of dollars towards that, et cetera, right? Tax write-offs, things of that nature. That's exactly what they should be doing for electric vehicles in order to get people into compliance and start getting the hype back up and building and creating what is the future, guys. Electric vehicles, the reason that I'm bringing this up, and this is so important, is because, again, the hype surrounding them died down completely, okay? But they're still the future, guys. If you don't think electric vehicles are still the future, you're dumb, all right? Electric vehicles are still the future, all right? Not only that, but autonomous self-driving vehicles are still going to be very impactful for the future. Ride share companies within these vehicles and stuff like that. It's going to be very important. And that includes, guys, Tesla. I know everyone sees Teslas getting blown up at fucking dealerships. I know everyone sees Elon Musk. Oh, the guy's crazy. And whatever you think about Elon, it doesn't matter, bro. Tesla as a company, Tesla's vehicles, everything about them is going to be better in 5 to 10 years, okay? They are going to be a huge player within the EV market. So do not get caught up in the mix and mess of everything going down. Again, I understand the EV hype has died down, but that's a perfect time, guys, when you see a GM and NVIDIA partnering. There's something there. There's something there. It's not going to go anywhere, okay? So start looking into the EV sector, guys. Start, you know, that pairs and copes with the AI, the quantum that we've been chatting about. This stuff all comes together, guys. You can see how the portfolio is coming together, right? With all of this stuff, it all makes sense. It all matches up into what I believe is the future. And, you know, I personally feel confident about the things that I'm speaking on in regard to this and what sectors I feel like are going to be beneficial for the United States, especially within the next 10 to 15 to 20 years. as we move forward, guys, and especially within the next 5 to 10 as we build the portfolio up. So, at the end of the day, guys, we're getting massive foreign investments. As I've been mentioning multiple times over the last couple weeks, everyone's, the U.S., the economy, it's so bad. At the end of the day, we're getting massive foreign investments, bro. Yet another country this week, guys, announced an investment into the United States, the UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates, aka, Saudi, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, these type places down there. It's like a conglomerate of 4 to 6 different spots down there. But the UAE pledged $1.4 trillion, guys, over the next 10 years into the U.S., specifically focusing on AI, semiconductors, energy, and the most important to the big picture, in my opinion, manufacturing within the U.S. And that's the piece people are missing out on, is that big manufacturing, guys. What have I been saying to you? Long-term vision. I didn't want to say it. Y'all, at this point, if you've been listening, should have just finished it yourself, right? But long-term vision, okay? We getting that Saudi money now. It means a whole lot more. When at the end of the day, we getting that Saudi money. We getting that Saudi money, right? Like, people want to sit here, Trump sucks. The U.S. is falling apart. But look at the actual big money. Look at the actual big money that's being moved, guys. Look at the actual players, okay? For example, another thing this week, Johnson & Johnson pledged $55 billion into U.S. manufacturing specifically, okay? Which, they've already been doing that. That is a United States company, but that is a 25% increase from them year over year, okay? So they increased their investment into the United States infrastructure and manufacturing, guys, by over 25%. The UAE is going to pledge $1.4 trillion. Trillion, not trillion with a T, okay? Big T's, big T's. You feel me? Over the next 10 years into AI, semiconductors, energy, and manufacturing, okay? At the end of the day, guys, more money's pouring into the U.S., and it's being strategically allocated into areas that will keep the country dominant. The AI, the crypto, the energy, and now you're seeing them come in the background with that manufacturing. And I'm telling you, that is going to be the most important thing, especially with this tariff war that we're dealing with. If these companies get incentivized and start bringing actual work to America, bro, I'm telling you, it is going to be something like we have never seen before. The smart money, guys, this is why I'm putting this out here, okay, and why I'm bringing this up. The smart money, if you're paying attention, the smart money, the big money, the countries, the smart analysts, everything going on, not just in the U.S., but around the entire fucking world, every single smart money, right, is betting on America's long-term success right now. So while while social media and while you think Trump is the worst and this and that, the smart people around the world, the big money around the world, is investing in the United States for the next 10 years. Why do you think that is? Because it's smart what's happening. You guys are just like, we've all, I don't want to say you guys is like, I'm not, above anyone. Obviously not. We're all on this journey and path together as we grow. But like, a lot of people get caught up thinking like, we're just, like, things are so terrible. Like, no, bro, things aren't terrible. Things are actually going well. You just never seen someone get off. You've never seen any of these politicians actually get off their ass and make some fucking moves, bro. And you're seeing it fucking happen now. And the rest of the world is responding, okay? At first they were bending the knee. We will take this tariff off. We'll take this. Now they're investing their fucking country's money into the United States, okay? There's something going on. If you don't see that, you're not paying attention, or you just don't want to be realistic, and you're letting other things like racial biases and, things of that nature just cloud your actual realistic judgment, guys. That's all I'm saying at the end of the day. Pay attention, guys. The smart money is betting on America's long-term success. And what do we say? Long-term vision beats short-term gain. All right? Now, another thing I want to bring up with the investment wrap of the week this week, guys. The power of long-term investing. You guys know this is a 3 to 5 year portfolio building plan that we're on. The companies we talk about, the things that we're mentioning. This isn't something in 6-12 months we're going to be taking profits out at the end of the day, right? Maybe if we get lucky. But we are looking for 3 to 5 years to see where we're at and build a portfolio. That's where I want to be, and that's the things that I speak on here. Guys, the S&P 500, okay, this is a post that I saw that I had to bring to you guys. Okay, I saw this week. The S&P 500 is up 145% over the last 5 years, guys. Over the last 5 years, the overall market, the S&P 500 is up 145%, okay? During the last 5 years, here's a few things we've dealt with. Economic and government shutdowns, bank failures, COVID, obviously global conflict, and Fed rate hikes. And still, it's up 145%. 145%, bro. And the caption, the reason that I'm really bringing this up, the caption for this post that detailed all of this information this week, guys, that I came across said, the game changes when you play it with a 5-year mindset instead of a 5-day mindset. There it is. There it is. You want to expand on long-term vision beats short-term gain? There it is. The game changes when you play it with a 5-year mindset instead of a 5-day mindset. Now, I'm going to leave that with you guys. I'm going to say it one more time, but this is what I want to say. Just lock in. Lock in. Just lock in. Be yourself. Be genuine. Show love. But lock in. But do it the right way. All right? Have that long-term vision. Know what you want for yourself, for your future. And go out and get it. And do it. Actually do it for yourself, not for nobody else. Have that vision. But again, when it comes to this investing stuff, guys, when it comes to investing not only in the stock market, when it comes to investing in yourself, which is going to the gym, which is focusing on your mental health, which is, just doing anything that makes you happy at the end of the day. If that's chasing a dream, that's chasing a dream. If that's sitting on a fucking couch eating chips, that's sitting on a fucking couch eating chips playing video games. Whatever it is, my nigga, just lock in. Lock in, be grateful and genuine. But understand as you lock in, this is what I'm going to leave y'all with. The game changes when you play it with a 5-year mindset instead of a 5-day mindset. Keep that in mind. We out.